The Still Loading podcast is brought to you by the wonderful people on Patreon. Amazing people like Kevin from the Bit by Bit Foundation, Matt aka Stormageddon, Doug from the Nostalgia Arcanum podcast, Ryan K, Melissa S, Pib Extra, Parallax Puddles, Mike from the Old Switcheroo podcast, Gilmer, Stephen P, and Mr. Biscuits have all been wonderful enough to support the show over there. So if you would also like to get your name read at the beginning of an episode, along with a bunch of other goodies, go over to patreon.com/stillloadingpod and check out everything it has to offer. On this episode of Still Loading...
Oh, drat! Doof!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new episode of the Still Loading podcast. I'm your host, Josh Koval. Today's episode, it is the first cartoon episode of 2026. Yeah, it's January. We're recording this in like mid-December, but this is our January episode, and we are looking this month. Our cartoon episode for this month is The Legend of Zelda episode 10, Hitch in the Works. The live action segment, the live action Mario segment that went along with it is called the Treasure. Oh my God, the Treasure of Sierra, Brooklyn. I like Treasure more. That's kind of amusing though. But that infectious laugh you hear in the background, you know, that adorable laugh you hear. My co-host with the mo-host, Dexter Morrill. Dex, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. It's Zelda Day.
Which is a better day than this goddamn cartoon.
You know, I just had a sad thought, though, when you brought up that this is the first cartoon of 2026. We will be done with Zelda before the end of this year.
You make that sound like it's a bad thing.
I am very sad.
I'm going to be sad because we no longer get the experiences of recording about this together. But I am not going to lie. Every episode that we watch of this hurts my soul just a little bit more.
But where else are you going to get crazy animation flubs like we see in this?
Like the one, it wasn't a flub. Actually, I'm curious what flubs you saw because I think I zoned out 90% of the way through this. Or just 90% of the time. Though I did send you a screen grab of what I think the thumbnail should be.
Yes.
Doof.
Pretty hilarious. Yeah, Doof. I'm going to create a fan theory. I don't know if this is already out there. That Doof is part of Link's imagination. He's not real. No,
because Zelda references him.
Maybe she just references his imaginary friend Doof.
Oh, okay. Because Link goes like, so actually, you know, this episode begins, listeners, with Link trying to sneak out of the castle to go fishing, and Zelda stops him, saying, "Hey, Gannon hasn't attacked the castle in weeks. You should go do stuff around the castle." And Link goes, "Isn't that Doof's job?" And she goes, he works too much as it is. You could help him out. So like she is, I say all that not to jump right into the episode, but to illustrate that, yeah, she knows who Doof is because she wants Link to help him.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, but I still don't think that proves that Doof is not his imaginary friend.
How?
Because maybe Link has referred to Doof before and is like playing along with this like fake person thing with him.
No, but then Zelda overhears them later on in the episode conspiring about making the fake moblins, and she's like, "Oh, that's what they're going to do." Hey,
but she doesn't see Doof,
but she hears him. She overhears their conversation.
It's Link doing both voices.
You see Doof and Link in the same room multiple times. Zelda does too.
Yeah, I think it's just at the end. Doof does show up at the end. And,
I admire the commitment to this theory, though, Dex. I approve.
I will find a way to bend over backwards for this. But
Um,
this also first reference to Link fishing, I believe.
is that like special for Zelda for some reason?
Well, I mean, I think the first time Link could fish was that Link's Awakening on the Game Boy?
I don't know.
I think it was. So Link would not have been doing any minigame fishing at this point. So the show did it first.
Well, before we continue on, just right off the top real quick, this episode aired on November 10th, 1989, written by Bob Forward. And directed by John Grusd. And yeah, that's about all the little tidbits. I think the entire show, in all honesty, is directed by John Grusd and written by Bab Forward. Hey there,
yes,
Bab.
or his sister.
Or his sister, yeah. Or was it sister or daughter?
I thought it was little sister, but it might be daughter.
Because I think right. Eve Forward is his daughter, I think. Because I still find it amusing that Bob Ford is an American writer. His sister, you're right. I'm so sorry. You're right. His sister is Eve Forward.
Okay.
And she is the fantasy writer. And Bob is the cartoon writer who wrote pretty much all of our favorite 90s and 80s cartoons between He-Man, between Ring Raiders, G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, the 1991 version. He developed Captain Planet and the Planeteers. He wrote like the 95 TMNT cartoon. I also see Biker Mice from Mars on his credits here.
Classic.
Sonic Underground. What's his last credit? I think we talked about it before. Was Kulipari Dreamwalker, which was an animated show from 2018.
Yeah.
Oh, he also did Pac-Man: The Ghostly Adventures in 2013. I know we've covered it before, but anyway. So let's continue on though, right? So Link is helping Doof. That's his name, not making that up. His name is Doof. With odds and ends around the castle. He's filling the oil in the chandeliers, because remember, this is old timey castle time, so they actually have to fill that with oil. And he's like dusting off the chandeliers, but he accidentally spills the oil all over his ladder. How he does not notice this, I will never understand until he steps down and like crash and like lands on his butt.
Yeah. Speaking of butts, we did glance over Zelda's butt. I'm sorry to be crass, but 2 minutes in, when Zelda's telling him she's delivering all of her dialogue with her back to the camera, and the animators have cheeked her up big time.
I feel like in general they kind of like bizarrely, I don't know if they bizarrely sexualized her in this a bit, and I like, but not like overtly. It's just weird. I don't know what it is about it. It just seems like they put more attention onto body parts this time, which was just weird.
Yes, we can move on, but I was like, oh boy, like they chose this camera angle.
To start, I noticed the exact same thing. I'm like, why are they starting the show this way?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really not doing nothing for their misogynistic,
right.
you know, like the reputation they have. But I guess they're playing right into it. So Link falls on his ass, not Zelda's ass, Link's ass, and he sees coming like from the after he's like getting up, he hears something off in the distance, and you see like this weird like metal leg walking, one with a metal foot and then the other leg with a wooden foot, and it's just very confusing. And then all of a sudden you see a wide shot of what it actually is, and it's supposed to be almost like a steampunk robot made out of a barrel and a bunch of like pieces of armor, kind of,
right?
And you find out it was made by Doof, the who apparently has magic. Like, if he has magic, why is he using his magic to make a shitty robot? Why can't he just use his magic to clean things?
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, and not even just that, but like, if you've got magic, why are you making such a crappy robot? Like, wouldn't your magic make like a cool robot? Not Doof.
I mean, his moblin that he makes later on is not too bad, but yeah, it's I do think it's kind of funny how he gives the robot like a little like hat, but it's made out of like clearly
A
a
pot.
like a pan, like a
Yeah.
frying pan.
Yes. Yeah, lots of strange things about this robot. I'll let you go on, but there's some interesting behavior from this robot.
Well, he builds him to help around with the chores, and so the first time Link sees him, the robot's walking up. He walks into the wall and just falls apart, completely disassembles himself
Yeah.
by doing so. And then Doof puts him back together with magic, which, you know, that's where our question came in Dex of like, well, if he can do magic, why is he only making shitty robots? But go off, King. But okay. And he puts it back together, and the robot starts to hop away. He picks up a broom and he starts hopping away on the broom.
Like a
And
pogo stick.
I thought it was so weird. I actually kind of give props to the animators for this because clearly, you know, a broom doesn't have any spring, right? He can't literally
Right.
hop like you can on a pogo stick. The way they animate his legs, though, it looks very clear that he is jumping. Like it's not like it feels very much like someone pretending a broom is a pogo stick and trying to mimic jumping like a pogo stick. But when you do that, obviously all of the up is coming from your legs, not from the actual pogoing. So like the animation of him hopping around, it looks like him literally hopping, like standing on the bottom of a broom, awkwardly because his feet aren't perfectly on
Like
the
one of
ground because
little
they're on like the strands of the broom. I was actually very surprised that it looked like how if someone was trying to stand on top of a broom and pretended to be a pogo stick and jumped, it looked like that. And I'm like, why would I don't think it was necessarily intentional, but I kind of give him props anyway.
Yes. No, exactly. I feel like I need to make that our thumbnail. The
No,
pogo.
it has to be Doof. Are
It
you
has to be
kidding me?
Doof.
Doof with those stupid fucking teeth.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic. Yeah, him hopping around on the broom like
His
a pogo
eyes
stick.
going cross-eyed in different directions.
Yeah, and they cut like his nose is colored white like his mustache as well. Like it's
Oh
so
my
bizarre.
god, you're right. I didn't even notice that. I sent you the picture and I didn't even notice that. Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. So what happens after here, Dex? The robot's hopping away and we see a moblin appear, but what happens after that?
Yeah, so a moblin is coming up through one of the stones of the floor just in time for the pogo sticking robot to crash on his head. And, Link and Doof chase after the robot. And the moblins come up. We get a little, giant lump on the head Looney Tunes joke here. The moblins come up to and they've got one of those Flintstones like it's a living kind of joke, like, oh, this job hurts or something like that. One of those kind of throwaway lines. And the moblins come in to get the Triforce or Zelda or one of Ganon's plots. But the pogo sticking robot approaches them. He turns around, comes back, and they smash him with their club. And that's when Link and Doof finally catch up and find the moblins there. And so Link takes them out. One of them pulls out one of them's got like a giant net, I believe.
Yes.
Like comically large net. Link jumps over them, does a Tarzan yell while swinging on the chandelier, and zaps at them while hanging upside down on the chandelier.
Yeah, and it's just weird because he's hanging upside down, and that's also how they capture him, though.
Yeah, he swings right into the net. Like they swing the net back. But Doof brings the robot back, which I think is recycled animation. It might not be, but it kind of seems like it. One of the moblins is just kind of hopping, dancing around, like, we got Link. And the robot comes up behind him and gives him a bear hug. And for some reason, the animators put in a bunch of like hearts all around the robot, as in like, I guess to show that it's supposed to be a hug and not like a wrestling move.
I thought it was falling in love with the moblin, so I was worried that it was going to like turn on Link after Link destroyed it.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen too. And maybe that was going to be in the episode and they wrote it out for some reason. But yeah, Link, rips out of the net and is able to zap the moblin in the robot's arms. And then the robot like comes up behind Link, and I was like, this is it. Link is done for. This robot's
Yep.
going to get him. But he dodges out of, Link dodges out of the way. The boomerang hits the robot, and then the robot falls on top of Link. And this is where my idea came about Doof, because after it lands on Link, Link wakes up amongst the debris of the robot to Zelda standing over him, being like, "Why are you sleeping on the job? You're just making a bigger mess. You're not cleaning it all." And he's like, "But there were moblins," and he doesn't say anything about Doof there.
I know. I don't know why he doesn't. I guess he didn't see Doof, so I guess he didn't want to like throw Doof under the bus. I don't know.
It was almost like he didn't know what happened at first, but then he sees Doof and he's like, "Hey man, why didn't you back me up out there?" I'm like, "Wait, is Doof real?"
Even though Zelda knows him.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't know. I knew my nephew's imaginary friend. Like,
So you're telling me she's been spending all this time with Link just placating his inner psychosis
yes,
as a grown man with an imaginary friend?
Hey, if he's protecting her, sure, yeah, your buddy Doof that lives in the basement, sure.
That's funny. Okay, so it cuts back to after they've defeated the moblins, and I actually was pissed off at Zelda for just immediately getting angry at Link.
That was the first "excuse me, princess" that actually felt natural, that felt like organic. And he even says it like, "Well, excuse me, princess," like. I was like, that actually felt like that belonged there.
I would be pissed in his shoes. Like, I fucking got knocked out by a giant robot. The robot's owner fucking ran away, didn't even bother helping me. A piece of shit. And then, because it makes it seem like Zelda came out like right then. And I don't know. It bothers me. That is one of my pet peeves, is when like listen, Link's a piece of shit in this show, so I understand Zelda has no time for his bullshit. But like, there are some times where it's like there's no reason to be mad at him, and it just gets me mad.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So then it cuts over to Gannon in front of his evil jar, being frustrated that the moblins failed again, but they determine that they're going to kidnap the princess, and he's going to put this mind control necklace on her. And that's his big evil plan for this episode, Dex. He's going to put on a mind control necklace.
Mind you, this is almost halfway through the episode, and now we know Ganon's plot.
9 minutes. In fact, it fades to black 9 minutes into this 15-minute cartoon.
Yeah.
So Link then is conspiring with Doof to basically like, hey, I want to, or no, he conspired with Doof, excuse me, before we got the Ganon scene, just basically saying, hey, I want you, like, if I can fight some moblins, I won't have to do these stupid chores. So Doof, can you make me moblins? Even though, once again, him and Doof allegedly are supposed to be doing castle chores together. So wouldn't it make sense to fucking just tackle it together? The amount of time it would take for Doof to make an army of moblins, you could have gotten the chores done before then.
Yes, and I love this part too, because I think, like you said, 9 minutes in, one of Link's chores, he's tightening the screws on the door. That's one thing, but he's also like pouring oil or grease like into the screws, like the center of the door. I thought that was funny. And
Very
like,
strange.
No squeaks, and I was like, I think you want to aim for the hinges there, Link.
You would think, but it's very strange. Just like a really bizarre. I don't know. It was everything about this episode is just bizarre to me. So yeah, he gets rid of the creak in it. Zelda's playing along when moblins tackle the door and push Link over. I think it's what happens, right? Yeah,
they kick open the door. Basically,
there's like 5 of them, and they pick up Zelda, and she's pretending to go along with it because she thinks they're the fake moblins. She gets captured, and only for like and Link goes like, "Hey, you're taking this too far," because he thinks the moblins are fake. And that's when Doof comes up with his stuffed moblin, which is honestly kind of adorable.
Yeah,
Like
I want one of those.
I want Doof to make me a stuffed moblin, like a teddy bear moblin or something like that.
Yes, same.
And he chases after Zelda. He whips out a bomb. And actually, you know what? This scene is really fucking cool.
Yeah,
I thought this was genuinely like, oh shit, this is like some video game shit, and I mean that as a
yeah.
compliment.
Link becomes a speed runner.
Yeah, speedrunner in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
So he he pulls a bomb out of his pocket. It expands. He throws it, and then he has his shield and sword in his hands, and he runs over to the bomb. Oh, he whips his shield out too. He runs over to the bomb and jumps up in the air, puts his shield underneath him, and then lands above the bomb right before it explodes. So it propels him forward, and he shield jumps. It's really fucking cool.
yeah. It's the coolest part of this episode. Yeah, it launches him so he can catch up with the moblins.
I genuinely think this is the only cool thing I've seen in this cartoon.
No, when he fights the dragon in the first episode, that was pretty cool.
Nope.
And he shoots, and Zelda throws the platter, and he deflects the laser off of it, and
That's not bad. I still think this is better though.
Yeah, no, this is pretty epic.
It's fantastic. So he does catch up to the moblins, and he's able to take out a few of them, but he's not able to take down all of them before Zelda gets taken to Gannon. And Gannon puts the necklace around her, and she agrees to marry him. That's the whole scheme of it, is that, well, she doesn't agree. She gets mind controlled into marrying him.
Right.
And that's Ganon's whole scheme. He's going to put a mind control necklace around her so that way she would marry him, and then then he gets the kingdom and the Triforce, and that's his big evil plan.
Yep.
So that's what his whole shtick is. Link is going in to rescue her, and he ends up fighting a whole bunch of Stalfos, and like the fight scene is okay.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was fine. He does a lot of zipping and zapping with his sword.
Zip, zop, zoobity bop.
Yeah. And does a little sword twirl at the end and gloats.
Mm-hmm.
And then surprisingly good like special effects animation when the Grim Reaper is performing the wedding ceremony.
What the fuck up is with his face?
He kind of looks like Uncle Fester.
A little bit, yeah.
He also kind of looks like the Grim Reaper from Bill and Ted.
I could see that.
Like a cross between those two things. And he has does anyone, object to this wedding or whatever. And there's really good fire animation as one of the walls explodes and Link comes in and he's like, yeah, I object. Comes in to stop the wedding. But Princess Zelda's like, no, I want to marry him. And Link's like, what the?
What the? Yeah.
And for some reason, instead of Ganon like screwing with Link's mind, he's like, I have her under my control with this necklace. And so at that point, like, oh, okay, well, thanks for telling me your plot.
And then what does Ganon bring out of the evil jar to fight Link?
He brings out Gleeok, everybody's Tears of the Kingdom returning villain from the first game, Gleeok, the multi-headed dragon.
With no arms.
It's
just a stump with heads.
You can tell that something's going to happen because the body is a different color from the heads. So just like in the first game when you destroy Gleeok, the heads float around and attack you. And so same thing happens here. Link gets a shot off, blows up the body, and then the three heads chase him down, just like in the old game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he is able to and when the three heads are chasing him down, he uses that as basically a cover to go after Zelda. He tackles Zelda, and the three heads just fly straight on, and they explode on impact, Dexter. Like right into Ganon's
like
mush.
Missiles instead of dragon heads. They're missiles.
The dragon missiles.
Yeah.
Right into Ganon's mush, just blowing everything up, including the Grim Reaper who was also the officiant for a wedding. You know what, Dex? Since we've been doing this, I don't know how long have you and your wife been married now?
We got married in 2015.
2015. All right, so it's been 10 years. I mean, if our wedding anniversaries lined up more, I would say we could do a dual vow renewal ceremony with a dude that looked like that as our officiant. I'm sure our wives would love it.
Yeah, dress up like this. You need red contact lenses.
Trying to explain this to Courtney, and you want him to wear what? Why?
And when they say
in
no,
front of our family?
Well, excuse me.
That's how. And do you, Josh, offer to excuse the princess till death do you part?
Brilliant. I love it.
So anyway, that's pretty much the end of that cartoon episode, though, because after it explodes on impact, Link takes Zelda outside. She's confused as to what's happening, and then she's like, "Wait, why am I wearing this necklace?" Because now that Ganon's like gone, I guess the spell is broken. Link asks to kiss her, and she goes, "No, you have to go clean up the cat." Or what does she say? Like you have to go do. She doesn't kiss him.
Finish your chores or whatever.
Yeah.
But she also they hear the fake Moblin coming, and so she jumps into Link's arms, like and Doof is like, "Sorry about that." Like the fake Moblin falls apart, and Link is like, "No, don't be sorry. It worked perfectly," because she jumped up into his arms like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, like when they get scared.
Ruby-doo.
And then we pan down to the evil jar, where everyone's all crowded together. The Stalfos, the Moblins, the Ganon, the Grim Reaper, and Gleeok are all pressed up against the glass. And instead of saying like, this had to be on purpose, especially with our live action segment that we're about to see, because the famous thing at the end of Inspector Gadget episodes is Dr. Claw would always say, "Next time, Gadget, next time." But on this, Ganon goes, "Another time, Link, another time," which sounds so weird to me.
Well, I mean, it's perfect that you bring up Inspector Gadget, Dex. Exactly. I mean, I'm sure that was the transition that you were expecting on your part.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so in speaking of Inspector Gadget, we see Inspector Gadget sort of for the live action Mario segment for this one. The treasure of Sierra Brooklyn. The treasure, as I said it before. That's the end of the Zelda cartoon segment, but there is a live action Mario segment that accompanied this. There normally, once again, for those who may not know, it's normally it has a live action segment, then it would do the cartoon, and then it would go back to the live action segment. For the Zelda cartoons, we just kind of do them separately, and for the Mario ones, we do it in the order as it was intended, mainly because for some reason on the Wild Brain YouTube channel, they don't include the live action Mario segments in the Zelda cartoons. It's weird. They include it in the Mario show portions, the regular Mario show portions, but not in the Zelda cartoons, which is weird. So the live action episode begins with Luigi watching a baseball game while Mario is trying to get something out of a pipe, like a clog out of a pipe. Did you see the glove Luigi's wearing? It's not a fucking glove. I don't know. I don't know what that is. It actually, you know what? No. It looks like
I didn't notice that before. That's weird.
Honestly, know what it looks of. I can see the stitching where the fingers are supposed to be for like a baseball glove, and it kind of looks like baseball glove stitching. Yeah, but it's very clear. Like to me, here's my theory, Dexter. Unproved theory. They didn't have a baseball glove on set. They did, like whatever production, they forgot it. It was something that they never thought about bringing. Who knows? Either way, it was on the day of shooting. They're like, "Oh shit, we forgot the baseball glove."
That was literally, that looks literally like it was made on site at like right before shooting.
And know what I think they made it of? It's all speculation. I'm probably wrong. I think they used an oven mitt.
Maybe. It also looks like the same material as like a dish glove. Like
yes, gloves for doing it's very dishes. Rubbery looking.
Yeah. And granted, that was kind of the size of really old-timey baseball mitts. but it's still so weird looking. Why even bother? Like, why did they bother at all when it looks so strange?
It's so bizarre, dude. It was such a weird choice, and it made me laugh. And so Mario is searching in the pipes though, and he comes across this treasure map. And you'll notice when Luigi gets up, you don't see a shot of him taking off the glove. The glove's just off.
Oh yeah.
And which it doesn't, I'm not gonna nitpick it. I just found it amusing that like that bizarre fucking weird blue glove is so prominent in the shots. And like it doesn't even fit his hand, dude. It goes like
No.
halfway down like the back of his hand. Like I would say, even being generous, I would say maybe maybe 2/3 of his thumb is covered by the glove.
Yeah. Even seeing it sitting on the table in the later shots, it barely looks like an oven mitt.
It's so bizarre, man. So yes, Mario pulls out a map. They determine that there's a treasure buried in underneath their basement. It's a map of Brooklyn, I think they even say it is, and there's a treasure underneath. So they're like talking about like taking these different faces and facing different directions, and they keep facing the opposite directions as each other, but they all kind of end up at the same place anyway.
Yeah.
And they get confused and they bump into each other and like, oh man, we can't figure out this map, Mario, but I know who we can call. Who do they call, Dexter? Who are they going to call to figure out this map?
Of course, the Ghostbuster. Oh no, I mean Inspector Gadget. The most famous, the Mickey Mouse of Deke cartoons.
Well, do you know who played Inspector Gadget in this episode?
Maurice LaMarche.
Maurice LaMarche. So I took a picture. I took a screen grab of that scene, and I posted it on Instagram. And I tagged Maurice LaMarche in it, and he shared it on his Instagram story.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Awesome.
So that was very nice of him.
He seems like a cool guy.
I mean, I talked to him at RetroCon earlier this year. And I was supposed to get him on the podcast, but every time I tried to get a hold of him, I just could not. So hopefully I will figure out a way to get a hold of him at some point. But at least as of right now, I have not been able to get a hold of him. We'll see what happens with it.
Hopefully one day.
One day. So if you're listening to this, Maurice, give me a holler. I think I got the right email. Anyway.
Probably his most popular character for our listeners is Brain from Pinky and the Brain. So.
No, it's this, clearly.
It's Inspector Gadget and Super Mario Super Show.
Mario Brothers Super Show. I love his performance in this though. Like genuinely, it's really amusing. Like he's hamming it up and having a good time. They call Inspector Gadget, and he shows up, and the first thing that happens is he like what is it? He comes in the door and his hand's broken.
Yeah, he asks if they need a hand, and his like hand is hanging off like with a spring from his wrist.
And then it comes back, and he has his go-go gadget hammer, and it's very clearly him in a brown glove holding a hammer.
Yeah, it's very very obvious. Like, oh wow, like no, he's you're holding the hammer. Yeah, it's so funny.
And then he busts down a fake wall. Then he's going to all the different, like the scarecrow that's a puppet. He goes to him and he's like, no, not me. And then he's going to bust the dude in the fake prison cell that's hanging on the wall, which is what a weird decoration thing. And then a bird pops out and says, no, not here. And they end up like searching for, they're following the map, and he picks up a chair. And he doesn't know his own strength, Dexter, and he falls backwards because he apparently doesn't know his own strength. He picks up a chair so aggressively, with so much strength, Dexter, so much go-go gadget strength, that he topples backwards and falls, I guess, onto a manhole cover that's in the middle of the room.
I think it's supposed to be the wooden floor and breaks a perfect circle.
I think it's a manhole. So if you look at the color of the floor, like the bottom of it is clearly foam. Like the color of it was like a light foam. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Like, it's just it's just
So
foam. It's not.
it's supposed to
But
be like
then
a manhole that
the
he
top
broke.
of it looks painted like metal.
Yeah, you're right. That's
It's
so
really weird.
Yeah.
And Luigi pulls out this box, and they're like, I found it. I found the treasure box. And Inspector Gadget goes, this isn't a treasure box.
It's an electrical box.
It's an electrical box. And and all of a sudden all the lights start flashing. And Luigi goes, hey, wait, there's one other thing down here. What does he pull out, Dexter?
He pulls out a wire, or I guess it's a pipe. It kind of looks like a wire to me.
It says, don't touch removing this pipe. It's a pipe. So yeah, pipe. So what? Sorry, I cut you off. They remove a pipe, and what happens?
This will cause all the power in Brooklyn to go out. I love that it's such a long, like, eloquent warning. And then they're like, uh-oh, and that's when all the lights go out.
And
end of scene.
Yep. And that is the end of this episode of the Legend of Zelda cartoon and the live action Mario segment that goes along with it. Real quick, just because I was talking about Maurice LaMarche, he when he posted it, he shared it. He goes, I beat both #Matthew Broderick and French Stewart to it.
That's awesome. He did.
Now I feel a little uncultured. Who the hell is French Stewart?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so French Stewart was a comedian. He got popular during Third Rock from the Sun. Do you remember that sitcom?
Yeah, I'm looking him up right now.
He was the other. It was John Lithgow. I can't remember the actress's name. Joseph Gordon-Levitt as a kid, and French Stewart. They were like the main four characters of Third Rock from the Sun. So he kind of got big on that show, but he was known for being like, looked like his eyes were always closed. And he had like this kind of really high-pitched, weird geek voice.
He was Inspector Gadget and Inspector Gadget 2.
Yes, he was in I think that one was straight to VHS.
Yes, it was.
The first one was Matthew Broderick. French Stewart did the straight to VHS sequel.
Wow.
He was French Stewart was also one of the bad guys in Home Alone 4. He was like the Joe Pesci.
What?
Yeah, he was like the Joe Pesci bad guy in Home Alone 4 as well.
And this also makes a lot more sense because once again, I'm an uncultured swine. Someone commented on the picture saying, also does the best Don Adams impression, period. And Don Adams is the voice actor of the original Inspector Gadget. Yeah,
which was based also on Get Smart. That old
okay, yeah.
Missed it by that much. Like that was always like the pastiche of Inspector Gadget was based on Get Smart.
Was he also? And he was Maxwell Smart. Don Adam was. Okay.
Yep.
There we go.
Yes. So it's kind of based on that because Get Smart had like the telephone shoe and stuff like that. So it had kind of wonky, silly gadgets, which was, of course, as you would know, kind of a pastiche of 007. Like a comedy version of that. And then it spun off into Inspector Gadget. Like it's become its own like crazy thing. And apparently, like Inspector Gadget has blown up into this. He's like a cartoon icon in like Europe and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, Inspector Gadget's like way bigger there than it is here. Because I remember seeing some like newer or like in France, I think there's some newer Inspector Gadget stuff like on Netflix. I was like, what? People still watch this? And it's very European. You could tell it's not made in America.
I love it. I was
like, oh, and that's how I found out, like, oh, wow, Inspector Gadget's like huge. It's like, I was not kidding when I was calling Inspector Gadget the Mickey Mouse of Deke animation. Like he was kind of the first animated series that they had on Deke and like became very popular.
It's funny, like that musical sting for Deke animation where they would end everything with Deke is like whenever I play a show of it, like my daughter knows about it. Like she will recite that little Deke back. Like it's kind of funny. It's become that like synonymous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really missed those little end of the episode stingers.
Yeah.
I watched like the Thanksgiving Rugrats special with my son recently, and the Klasky Chupo like weird like dog barking, bark, bark,
Mm-hmm.
bark, bark. Like there was that, and after the TV show Lost with Bad Robot, like all kinds of those little stingers. Sit Ubu sit, good dog, like all those
Mm.
little company stingers at the end of shows. I miss those,
Same.
but we all skip credits these days.
So let's wrap up this episode though, Dex. Like I have to leave to pick up my kid from preschool, so we gotta wrap this one up. Final thoughts on this Zelda episode as well as the live action segment.
I thought that this Zelda episode was felt like two different episodes almost. Like the beginning really dragged and felt like very directionless, and then the second half with the mind control necklace felt like a separate plot that was kind of tacked on to the end. The giant steampunk robot was weird. I don't know, not one of the stronger episodes. I didn't hate it, but it also felt very pointless. And then the live action segment was fun. Maurice LaMarche as Inspector Gadget crossing over with Mario. Little kid me would have loved that crossover. So completely harmless. It was weird, also a little strange, but the characterization and the interaction with Inspector Gadget was fun.
I agree. I don't have much to kind of say about it other than the live action Maurice LaMarche segment, because shout out to Maurice LaMarche, awesome dude. Just not my favorite. I like I've said before, the Zelda cartoon has been very miss overall with me. I like it has become a bit of a chore to watch it. But that's okay. It's okay. We're almost done. Only 3 episodes left of that, and then there's a lot of Mario left. So we got lots of content coming with that.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up, though. Dex, thank you once again for joining me, my friend. Always a pleasure having you on and talking Zelda and Mario and all that good stuff. If you are to be found online, where can the good people find you online? Is there anything you would like to promote?
Nothing to promote today, but you can find me on most of the social medias hanging around. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can just search for my name, Dexter Morrill, DexterMorrill. You should be able to find me there. And I'll be sharing artwork stuff, video game history stuff, all that kinds of fun stuff. You can find me there.
All right. As for myself, you can follow me on Blue Sky at StillLoadingPodcast.com, on Instagram at StillLoadingPod, on Facebook and Threads at StillLoadingPod, on Twitch at StillLoadingPod, which I stream whenever the hell I am able to. Though lately it's been a lot more, so that's been fun. So it really just depends on my editing schedule and whatnot. But yeah, that's all over at StillLoadingPod on Twitch. Or I have a website too, stillloadingpodcast.com. Anyway, if you really like the show, the easiest way to support it as well is just to give it a 5-star rating or review on whichever podcasting app you use. It helps more people find the show. And I like seeing some kind words every now and again. If you really like the show, I have a bunch of bonus content for you over on Patreon. Patreon.com/stillloadingpod. For only $1 a month, you get all the episodes a little bit earlier with better audio quality, as well as access to patron voting rights, which help guide the direction of the show. For $3 a month, you get the previous tier plus patron shoutouts, which you heard at the beginning of this episode. For $4 a month, you get the previous 2 tiers plus 2 mini bonus episodes every single month, which there's over 100 of now. A lot of bonus content for you over at the $4 level. And finally, for $5 a month, you get everything. All the previous tiers plus access to my monthly movie podcast, which at the time this episode is airing, it is the movies we are covering are Muppet movies, and it's called Still Muppeting. It is the only Muppet movie podcast where me and a bunch of friends play the music, light the lights, and we talk about the Muppets on Still Muppeting tonight. And that is all over at the $5 tier at patreon.com/stillloadingpod. But that's it. That is all the time I have for you on this episode of Still Loading. Thank you all so much for listening. Dex, thank you once again for joining me.
Always a blast.
And with all that said, listeners, I will see you all next time.